one. So great to see, all my friends are here. Come play with me, watch out for rabbits here. Everyone who's anyone is welcome here. So come on, let's have some fun. Sing along with me. Start your day with a dose of Reitanna.
Okay, this is Reitanna Seishin, and I'm doing a video on how to flat iron semi-permanent hair color into your hair. This method ensures that, well, when you are coloring your hair, you have to let it process, and then you have to rinse it out. Well, for one, you spend a lot of time letting it process, just sitting there with this, gunk in your hair. And for two, when you rinse it out, it kind of counts as, one wash. And for any of you who have used semi-permanent hair color, like Manic Panic, will know that this stuff doesn't stay in your hair for very long. It fades in about 2 weeks. Now, I'm going to use Manic Panic for this video, but I don't use Manic Panic for my hair because I'm too cool for that, and I get the good shit that lasts for about a month or two. Yes, it fades, but it doesn't fade nearly as disgustingly as Manic Panic does. So, I'm using pink and purple to show that you don't have to use foil for this technique. And you want to use rubber gloves because there's nothing worse than having semi-permanent hair color stains on your hands and look like you just killed a Smurf. But, okay, so let's do pink first. And you don't want your flat iron up too high. I put mine on 230 degrees. This is not going to ruin your hair, and it is, well, any more than dyeing does, and it's not going to ruin your flat iron either. So let's do this. Okay, so you see. Okay, so I'm gonna take. You don't want to have like really thick sections because otherwise it's not going to saturate the hair very much. So I'm going to. She has really long hair. I'm using the underneath because this is the blondest part of her hair. I think I double processed it. I don't know. I don't remember. It was like a year ago. So, yay! Manic Panic sucks. It smells good though. I don't know. I've always liked the smell of Manic Panic. And with semi-permanent hair color, you don't have to use a developer, so it's just like a cream. It doesn't oxidize. It might dry out, but it doesn't actually oxidize. So as long as it is wet, it works. That's what she said. Don't shake your head at me. You can't argue with that logic.
Argue with whatever I want to argue with.
Okay, what do you want to argue with?
I don't want to argue. I want to kill things.
Because that's not morbid at all.
Listen, I just got me some fancy new guns. I'm going to go kill some spiders and skeletons.
So I grabbed my gun!
So who am I going to? I can't do it! I used to be able to do it.
Now I'm in the closet.
You are not in the closet.
Your face is in the closet.
It definitely is. I am so weird.
Okay, so I think I got it pretty saturated enough. Now! Hey Mike.
Yeah?
Can you do me a favor?
No.
Please? Can you just tear off like a little bit of that paper towel? Right there? Like next to you? You're my assistante. There you go, thank you very much. So you take a paper towel and you wipe as much of it off as possible. And it's not actually going to take the color off of the hair, which is awesome. This minimizes processing time. Processing! And also try to get as much off of the roots as possible because it's gonna sizzle and you don't want it to sting your scalp too much because then you'll be in major pain, and pain is not cool. And you're gonna get color on your flat iron. You cannot avoid that. But that's okay, because when it cools down... Okay, maybe my flat iron needs to be a little hotter. I'm gonna boost it up to 250. And the hair will be hot. And it's not sizzling. That's weird. Maybe I still don't have it hot enough. It looks dry though. I'm putting it more. Why not? Mostly depends on your hair. My hair probably shouldn't be taking too much heat, but this doll head has medium texture. Dun dun dun! So she can withstand some pretty good stuff. I have fine hair. It's very hard to style. So, and now it's smoking. So is it? It's dry. So whoop! You just let it go. And to show that you don't need to use foil, this is a cool part. Let's do purple. Let's do. You will have to, like, you know, keep it away from Mr. Pink over there. So if you need to use a clip to get it out of the way, I could totally get another clip right now, but I don't want to. No. I don't want to take off my gloves. You may not have to use foil, but clips will be your best friend. Yes, amateur stylists, you need clips. Wahaha. It sucks, doesn't it? It really doesn't suck that bad. Just depends on how lazy you want to be. And how good you want your hair to look. Wow. After months of using the good stuff, I realized how much Manic Panic sucks ass balls.
What if I told you about ass balls?
What if I told you about learning how to speak?
That I should probably do it.
Do you need another lozenge?
No. Oh, that's a big spider.
What?
It's a big spider.
I forgot to show you that picture. I found a screenshot of, you know, from the first episode of Invader Zim, the part where Dib is chasing Zim and he runs into the oranges and there's oranges all over the road.
Sure.
Well, I found a screenshot of that, and Zim is standing there amidst all these oranges, and I put, I'm tired of these motherfucking oranges on this motherfucking road! It was entertaining. I need you to give me another piece of paper towel. Listen, you're sitting there, so you're gonna help me.
I'm on vacation.
That's no excuse. And since her hair is sort of orangey yellow, purple and, or violet and yellow are complementary colors, which means they neutralize each other. So this purple is looking kind of silver. It would be easier if the hair was, you know, already toned and such. But it's not. The darker your hair is, the more yellow or orange it's gonna look when you bleach it. Like, oh no, I dropped it. So if you see
cold.
what's a Goku? So if you see like Asians that bleach their hair and it's like that, those orange highlights, then, you know, black hair will lighten to like an orangey red, whereas like brown hair will be more yellow, and blonde hair is probably the easiest to get to white because it's already yellow. Smoking. There's the sizzling I've been looking for. Yeah, I didn't really saturate the ends right there very well. Either that or that's just it neutralizing it, which is kind of cool because it looks kind of silver. Squeaky. Alright. It's gonna look a little greasy too. But the cool thing about flat ironing the hair is, the color into the hair, is that basically, okay, here's a lesson for you. Basically, we're gonna finish the bubble. Hair color molecules are different sizes. Permanent hair color molecules are the smallest. Hang on. What kind of other concentrate on this one? Are the smallest. So that way, they can actually get through the cuticle of your hair and into the cortex. The hair has 3 different layers. Hooray! There's the cuticle, which is the outer part. There's the cortex, and then there's the medulla, which is the very middle part. They say that blondes don't have a medulla, but I don't really know if that's true or not, and really, I don't give a shit. So permanent hair color has the smallest molecules, so that it can get really deep into the cortex, and that's partially why it stays longer than the others. The other reason it stays longer than the others is because the molecules actually get bigger once they're inside the cortex. So that way that they don't come out of the, escape out of the cuticle. Okay. Demi-permanent hair color is, the molecules are slightly bigger. So some of them go into the cortex and some of them stay on the outside, but not as much as semi-permanent hair color. So most of the molecules will go into the cortex, and that's why demi-permanent also stays pretty long. Semi-permanent hair color basically stains the cuticle. The molecules will, sit on the cuticle, but also be in the cortex a little bit, but not as much as the other two. And it'll stain the cuticle, and that's why it washes out so much easier, but it still stays because it's sitting there and it's like, I'm gonna stain your hair, wahaha. And then temporary hair color is, you can wash it out once. Well, fine. You can wash it out immediately because the molecules are so big that they can't get into the cortex and they kind of just sit there on your hair. So you can color your hair all purple one day and the next day you'll be blonde again. Hooray. Where was I going with this? Oh, right, heat. Okay. There was a reason why I explained all that. I missed a little bit of the root, but that's okay. So when you flat iron the hair, and you'll notice this if you color your hair too, when they sometimes in the salon when they color your hair, they'll stick you under the heater or under the dryer thingy. They'll also do that if they're giving you a deep conditioning treatment, because heat will open up the cuticle and allow the stuff to get in and work their way in and go in raw. So when you flat iron the hair, it just blasts open the cuticle. It's like, woocha, I'm gonna invade your cuticle and go into the cortex. And blast it open, and so the color will go in, and it'll look brighter, and it'll stay longer. Also, if you are shampooing your hair, and you have really dry hair, because you maybe bleached it too much or whatever, you get a good conditioner. What you do is, well, first obviously you wash your hair, and then what I used to do when my hair was super dry, it is no longer dry and unhealthy. Sometimes it actually kind of sucks because it gets oily way too fast. what I used to do is turn up the heat of the shower as high as I could stand it, condition my hair, let it, you know, soak in and stuff because the cuticle's open, let it soak in, and then wash it out, and then turn the shower as cold as you can get it so that it clamps shut the cuticle. Clamps it shut, because the cold will just make the cuticle as tight as a... I can't think of anything. It's gonna make it tight. I have hair color still on my hands. Gloves. Whatever. Yep. Now, I'm probably gonna stop at this next pink section. I'm not gonna do this entire thing for you, because you get the point. The point has been gotten. Erg. This cord is not long enough. Be very careful when you touch the hair, because it is hot. And the one thing about it, flat ironing the color into the hair, is yes, the hair is gonna feel kind of greasy. Because, I mean, you didn't rinse out the stuff, you just put heat on it and clamped a couple of flat plates onto it. But, you know, just like any other coloring of hair, you gotta wait, you know, at least maybe 48 hours, maybe more if you can stand it, before you wash your hair. Especially with sucky color like Manic Frickin' Panic.
I get the good stuff. Wanna know why? Because I'm licensed. I can do that, sucker.
Now we're gonna do just this last pink part.
And then
You will be knowledged. You will be knowledged. Now it's okay if like you get a little bit of the pink in it again, because I mean, you're just going over it, but try to get as much of the blue in as possible. I mean, blue? Oh my god, blonde.
oopsie daisy. Got a little bit on the purple, but that's okay because it's purple.
And the two can go together. I can't believe I used to use Manic Panic. Now that I know what good hair color is, I'm like, this sucks. Though it did look pretty the first couple of days that I had it. It was beautiful. Especially this hot, hot pink. It is very pretty. Until you wash it. Then you're like, what the fuck just happened? And then the blue looks pretty too. Until you wash it. And it turns moss green. Now there's a remedy for that too. If you're using blue. You could try this. And you'll have to experiment with the ratio, but if you try putting in some of the purple into the blue. Not too much, because you don't want to make it look purple-blue, blue-purple, if you don't want it to look purple. But, so that way, in case it fades and it starts to try to fade to green, it's going to look a little less green because it's going to have the purple in it. But that, my friends, is something you will have to experiment with. Because I don't know the ratio of the two colors that need to be put in. I just guess. Okay, Michael.
Yes.
Hand me that entire paper towel. Thanks. I have a cut on my finger that I got at work, and it's starting to really hurt in these rubber gloves. Work is going to be the death of me.
Bad spiders.
Bat spiders. Cyberarachnorama! Cyberarachno? Spider robots? Spiders have robots. Alright.
It's itty bitty flat iron time.
No. Silly. Smoking. So like you barely even have any color on the plates of your flat iron. This nifty schmifty. So there, now you have pink and purple in your hair. Do. Just go ahead and flat iron them together if you really feel like you want to do that. This actually looks really pretty. So you can, I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that with permanent or demi-permanent hair color. I've never tried it, but because it's so, you know, it's already gonna stay in your hair pretty well. I don't know. I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try it with temporary hair color either, because that is meant to come out of your hair. Only use semi-permanent hair color. Oh, ew, my hands are all sweaty. Let's actually feel it. Yeah, so it's dry. It just, you know, feels like how it kind of feels when your hair is a little greasy, or if you use collagen infusing mousse. It just feels sort of crunchy, and it's going to feel a little hard to brush through, but that's absolutely normal. I mean, again, you didn't rinse it out, but it actually feels kind of soft now that I'm brushing through it. I don't know why they didn't teach us this in beauty school. It's like such an amazing technique. Technique, if you will. That looks really pretty. Okay, alright, I'm done. So, that was that. Have fun coloring your hair all punky like, yay! Mike, would you like to say a few words?
A few words. That was actually 3 words. That was pretty awesome.
Nitwit, blubber, oddment, tweak. Thank you.